Based on your experience, what are the most common like pitfalls?
So I see a couple of things. One, I kind of see this FOMO, but my current view is that a lot of people are doing stuff with AI, but a lot of AI experts have just used ChatGPT.
Right.
like it's very like the actual knowledge of AI compared to the amount of LinkedIn posts is very different,
Yeah.
right? Um, so one is like, don't assume that everybody else is super advanced. It's good to feel a sense of urgency. AI is moving extremely fast, but and you want to learn and do things properly, but don't assume that everybody that's posts on LinkedIn is an AI expert. Kind of keep your head balanced, focus on being good at your craft. Like just because people use AI, being a good professional has not disappeared. um Two, I would say, like, I'm not sure if you noticed, but nobody used the word machine learning anymore. It's now all
Ah,
just AI.
good
um
point. Yeah.
yeah, and I would say in things like A/B testing, predictive LTV, like machine learning is still a very
Right.
viable thing. It's not going anywhere. Like just because generative AI exists doesn't mean that predictive capabilities and like Bayesian statistics and all that have gone anywhere. So again, don't assume that you should just use Gen AI for everything. Just get like a solid base in machine learning and data understanding as well. And three is do have the sense of urgency. Like it's very clear that people that become good at AI sooner will just be more productive, will be able to do stuff better and create like better quality code, better quality assets because they can invest their time not in the 80% that is the same, which they can get from AI, but in the 20% that is different. And that would be my biggest advice. Invest your time, put 80% of your time in the 20% of the game or asset that is different, and make that incredible quality and let AI do like the boring stuff. And I think if you think about it like that, it will be very helpful and it'll be much more conducive and much more integrative with like your craft that you want to practice. Um, yeah. And is there anything else? I mean, that's it for now, but I'll mention if there's something else. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I would also say don't just assume that you can do like garbage AI content and get away with it. Like again, people are very good at spotting this stuff. Like
Hmm.
it's like you more than ever, it's important to differentiate with quality. Yeah.
Right. Um, what are the like workflows that are still like makes sense to do like completely manually without the involvement of AI?
Sure. So I would say, for instance, in 3D, there's a lot of like um companies trying to crack um this, and in coding there are, and in images there are, and in text there are. So I would say content is primarily where you want to use AI. I think game design cannot be automated.
Yeah.
Like great game design, like you have to do it. Economy balancing is
Mm.
more again like a proper econometrics, um, yeah, economy like calculation statistic. Like you cannot just, and especially I would say this combines it with the pitfalls. I'm not sure if you've seen, but like the fact that ChatGPT is inconsistent, that GPT-4 has been getting worse.
I heard
Not
about that.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
been answering mathematical problems wrong. So don't just put all your eggs in the AI basket. Like that's what I mean. Have a skill that you can use and develop these skills. I would still say it's very much worthwhile if you're going to have a core system in your game. You have to understand it. You cannot just copy paste like AI code and it kind of works, and then you have no idea if it still works, or the next update that you get, you break it or something like that. Like there's no replacement for you actually understanding what you're doing and having a purpose, and like a solid plan, a solid economy for your game.
Do you think this is gonna change? Like, or this is gonna be always like, here is my core skill, this is my advantage, and the AI is never gonna replace me.
But my core skill, like if you take away like my management and experience and all that,
Yeah.
it's like I can write, and I do
Uh-huh.
think like 80% of writing is being replaced by AI. Like I also, it's like what can I like? You can't do anything about it. I also don't necessarily. I don't want to fight it. I kind of feel, I will say, I feel bad for artists. It was so hard to be a great artist and to develop that
Mm.
level of skill and to then have somebody, like scan all the images on the internet including some made by artists, and then reproduce images. I fundamentally agree that there's a big gray area here. Like AI is valuable for humanity, but the way we got to have AI kind of did infringe on some people's rights, right? So, um, but I also think that it's not going anywhere. Like there's no point in spending too much time thinking about that because we're not going back, we're going forward, and it's not helping anybody. So, um, yeah, I think a lot, like 80% of the stuff is getting replaced. Um, I do think we just kind of have to accept it and find new value. I think there's real value in communication and organizing people and being transparent. I think there's real value again in having a clear vision. And I do think there's this assumption of the singularity that AI will speak to other AIs and just make like
Uh-huh.
games. Like a game designer AI will speak to the illustrator AI and they will make a game together and no person will ever be involved. And that's probably going to happen eventually, but I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. And for the foreseeable future, a person will still validate if it's a good idea to spend money on that game. Um, and yeah, I think the rolling with it is a very important skill right now. Stuff is getting replaced. We have to roll with it. No.
How do we roll with it? Like, do you enroll into a course or you just keep practicing? What do you do?
Um, like first of all, use it. You can't like you have to bring some value on top of the tool. If you're objectively not bringing any value on top of the tool, like look, translators, there's no reason to be a translator right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a job that has been completely replaced. Um, and you have to just bring some value on top of what you're doing. But in order to do that, you have to be an expert at what the thing is. And when I see people like they don't want to use AI or they don't believe it or they have a philosophical problem with it, I'd say like I understand, but it doesn't really matter. Just have
Right.
to get good at it. And two, you can do courses, you can do this stuff. Honestly, AI is fundamentally like unless you're going to be an AI developer, which most people are not, you do not need to take courses on AI. You need to learn about AI, and there's like a billion YouTubes, articles, like read what you can, experiment with the tools, do all of that. Take a course if that's your thing. If that's how you learn. Some people really learn well from courses, but you don't need to be a prompt engineer. Just
Yeah.
learn to do what works for you.
Sweet. I think this is a like great lasting words for this recording. Like, yeah, be yourself, right? And find your core value. And yeah, I guess AI is only can help you, right? And we can only adapt, yeah, to today's reality. Yeah, Ioana, do you want to add something at the end? We're wrapping up.
Um, Yeah, I would say that it's a great time to be open-minded and to learn about everything. And also it's very normal to be, it's a little scary,
Yeah.
right? What's happening is a little scary. But something that I want to add is that we are where we are in AI because of years of work and papers and research. And now there's a lot more focus and there's more papers and research. But scientific breakthroughs are not like one every 3 months, one every 6 months, or something like that. We have had some breakthroughs after years of work, and they have resulted in large language models and stable diffusion and image generation algorithms. Now the performance, the computation is getting a lot faster. We can chain these models and generate even better results. But the likelihood of there being another seminal paper that is like it's is not as high as people think. So things are going to stabilize and you are going to be able to catch up. But they are still moving extremely fast and things are accelerating. So you don't want to you want to start now if you haven't started
Yeah.
already. But it's fine if it feels a little scary. I think no matter how excited you are about AI, the speed of progress is a little scary right now.
Yeah. That's it, guys. I'll leave all of the links in the description, so the contact details, the PicFinder AI. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. We'll make sure to answer them. Share whatever you've generated with the PicFinder. AI in the comments. I think this is also be very helpful to Ioana to get some sort of like feedback from the like gaming community. Yeah, and thanks so much, Ioana.
No worries, my pleasure. See
Yeah,
you.
cheers.